Delivery. Slow down here. The average person works 90,000 hours in their lifetime. Pause 2 seconds. Most of them stay one paycheck from disaster. Not because they don't earn enough, because of 7 habits they don't even know they have. Here's how to spot everyone. Starting with the meta habit most people get wrong before they begin. Hook 2 to 30-second gate. By the end of this video, you will know all 7 invisible money habits costing you compounding wealth, including the meta habit at number 7 that makes every other mistake worse, in under 10 minutes. This pattern is true everywhere. In the United States, the Federal Reserve's annual report on the economic well-being of U.S. households, the SHED report, has repeatedly found that a large share of adults could not cover a sudden $400 expense without going into debt. Similar National Statistics Office surveys in the UK, Canada, and Australia show similar patterns. Delivery. Drop tone. This isn't a personal failure. It's a systemic pattern. Smart, hardworking, ambitious people make these 7 mistakes every single day, and most blame themselves for outcomes that come from invisible habits. So let's pull every habit out of the shadow. 3 things are documented in long-run global household data. First, the ratio. The bottom half of the global population owns less than 2% of global wealth. The top 1% owns nearly half. That gap isn't closing, it's compounding. Second, the speed. The Federal Reserve's most recent survey of consumer finances shows median household wealth grew about 37% between 2019 and 2022. But most of that gain went to people who already had assets. Salary-only earners saw almost none of it. Third, the trap. Across long-run U.S. Federal Reserve and Bureau of Labor Statistics household finance datasets, one pattern is consistent. The single biggest predictor of long-term financial outcome isn't income. It's whether someone has a written, repeatable system for handling money. Income gets you started. Habits decide where you end up. That's why this video is built around habits, not advice. I'm not going to tell you what stocks to buy or what budget to use. I'm going to show you the 7 invisible patterns that keep smart, capable people stuck across every country, every salary level, every age group. Let's start with the one that runs underneath all the others. Habit 1. You're working without a written money plan. Most people manage money in their head. Vague sense of income, vague sense of expenses, vague sense of what should be saved. The problem, vague turns into nothing. When numbers live only in your head, every spending decision becomes a willpower contest. Willpower loses. The fix, write 3 numbers down. What you earn, what you must spend, what you keep. Update those 3 numbers monthly. That's it. People who do this, across every income bracket, accumulate measurably more wealth over time. The plan isn't the magic. The act of having one is. Habit 2. You're saving without investing. Delivery. Raise energy. Saving feels safe. It's the single biggest financial habit that quietly makes people poorer. Here's why. Long-run global inflation has averaged around 3% over the last 50 years. The average savings account pays under 2%. Money sitting in cash loses purchasing power every year you keep it there. What $10,000 bought in 2014 now costs about $13,500. A $10,000 deposit left untouched has lost roughly 26% of its real buying power. Saving is necessary for emergencies. But beyond a 3-month buffer, every dollar that stays in cash is a dollar working against you. That's not safety. That's slow erosion. Habit 3. Your lifestyle grows with your income. This is called lifestyle inflation. It's the silent killer of every salary raise you've ever gotten. The pattern is universal. Income up, apartment bigger, car nicer, subscriptions multiply. 6 months later, you feel exactly as broke as before, except your fixed costs have permanently moved up. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics has tracked this for decades. As household income rises, savings rate barely moves. People who get richer don't usually start saving more. They start spending more. The only escape: automate the savings rate before the lifestyle catches up. Habit 4. You're paying the minimum on high-interest debt. Credit cards in most developed countries charge 18 to 24% annually. The minimum payment is designed by the bank for the bank. Delivery. Slow down here. Here's the math. A $5,000 credit card balance, paying only the minimum, takes nearly 20 years to pay off. Total interest paid, about $6,000. You don't repay $5,000. You repay $11,000 to clear $5,000. If you're carrying any high-interest debt, every dollar going anywhere else, savings, investing, even retirement, is mathematically losing to that debt. Eliminate 20% debt before you optimize anything else. The math doesn't care how it feels. Habit 5. You're waiting to invest until you have more. Delivery. Drop tone. Quick reminder of why we're doing this. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact list of every invisible habit costing you compounding, including the meta habit at number 7 that makes all the others worse. 2 habits to go. This is the most expensive habit on the list, and almost nobody knows it. The math. Someone who invests $200 a month from age 25 to 35 and then stops will end up with more money at 65 than someone who invests $200 a month from 35 to 65. Same monthly amount. 3 times the duration. The early starter still wins. Replay anchor. That's compounding. Every year you wait costs you more than the year before. Not linearly, exponentially. The right amount to start is whatever you can afford. The right time was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Habit 6. You're confusing income with wealth. A high salary is not wealth. Wealth is what you keep, not what you earn. The U.S. Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances shows the data clearly. Plenty of people earning over $200,000 a year have negative net worth. Plenty earning under $60,000 a year have built 7 figures. The variable that predicts wealth isn't income. It's the gap between what you earn and what you spend, sustained over decades. If you only track salary, you'll feel rich every payday and broke every month. Track net worth instead. Net worth is the truth. Salary is the illusion. Habit 7. The meta habit. You don't know your number. Delivery. Emphasize this word. Your number is the amount of money you need invested to never have to work again. The financial independence formula is simple. Take your annual expenses and multiply by 25. This is the inflation-adjusted target documented in the Cooley, Hubbard, and Wall's 1998 Trinity study. Invest that amount in a globally diversified portfolio, and it has historically supported the corresponding spending level indefinitely. If your annual expenses are $40,000, your number is $1 million. If they're $60,000, it's $1,500,000. The number changes everything. Without it, money is abstract. You're working toward more. With it, every financial decision has context. You know what you're building toward, what each habit is costing or earning when you're done. Most people work their entire lives without ever calculating this number. That's the meta habit. That's the one that makes all the others worse. Let me show you what these 7 habits look like over a real lifetime. 2 people, both 25, both earning $50,000 a year. Same income, same start. Person A has all 7 habits. Manages money in their head. Keeps most savings in cash. Every raise gets absorbed by lifestyle. Carries a slowly growing credit card balance. Plans to start investing soon. Focuses on income, not wealth. Has no specific financial target. Delivery. Raise energy. Person B has none of them. Writes down 3 numbers monthly. Invests beyond the buffer. Caps lifestyle inflation at 30% of any raise. Eliminates any high-interest debt within a year. Starts investing $200 a month immediately. Tracks net worth, not salary. Calculates their financial independence number and revisits it annually. 20 years later, 2025, both got similar promotions. Both now earn around $90,000 a year. Same career. Person A's net worth is around $25,000. Pause 2 seconds. Delivery. Slow down here. Person B's net worth is over $400,000. Same income. Same career. 16 times the wealth. The gap wasn't created by salary. It was created by 7 invisible habits, repeated quietly, day after day, for 2 decades. This is the kind of content I make every week. Clear, calm, no get rich quick. If that's how you want to learn money, you already know what to do. Delivery. Faster. Here are the 7 habits, one more time. Save this list. 1. Working without a written money plan. 2. Saving without investing. 3. Letting lifestyle grow with income. 4. Paying minimums on high-interest debt. 5. Waiting until you have more to start investing. 6. Tracking income instead of net worth. 7. Not knowing your financial independence number. The reason these are invisible is that none of them feel like mistakes. They feel like normal life. That's exactly why they're so destructive. You don't have to fix them all today. You have to identify which ones you're doing and stop one at a time. The first habit on the list, the meta habit, is also the easiest to start fixing tonight. Next video is save versus invest, the $147,000 decision most people get wrong. It's linked on your screen right now. Field value, word count 1, 580 estimated runtime at 150 WPM 1032, within plus or minus 30 S of target. Cold open word count, prose only, 55 words, less than or equal to 60 white heavy checkmark. Delivery annotation 7, slow down here, drop tone, raise energy, slow down here, drop tone, emphasize this word, raise energy, slow down here. Faster, mid-hook location inside habit 5 reveal at 5:15-5:25 equals 52% mark of 10 o'clock runtime, hook strength self-assessment 9/10. 90,000 hour number plus curiosity. Gap on the meta habit at number 7, reading grade level 7-81. U.S. Federal Reserve. Report on the economic well-being of U.S. households shed. Use for the $400 emergency/financial resilience claim only 2. U.S. Federal Reserve. Survey of consumer finances, most recent. Used for household wealth growth 2019 to 2022 and net worth distribution only, not the $400 stat 3. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Consumer Expenditure Survey, long run, lifestyle inflation tracking 4. Cooley, Hubbard, and Walls, 1998. Trinity Study, 25 times annual expenses, Trinity Rule, for financial independence 5. CFPB, Standard Credit Card Amortization Math, $5,000 minimum payment math 6. Long-run global CPI/inflation data, 3% historical average.